What's going on, everybody? It is Tuesday, so you know what that means. It is Show Me the Money Club live Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, with Sergio and myself. What's going on, bud?
How are you, sir?
Got a little stuffed nose, so gonna tough it through it though.
Not wearing my Buffalo Bills jersey, as you know. That
Same
means
here. They didn't do too well last night,
Yeah.
unfortunately, but
It's all right.
at least they get the bye week, so hopefully those injuries will be, picked up a little bit better. But
Yeah.
all I know is next Sunday, I'm going to Pepperpalooza, and I can't freaking wait.
Pepperpalooza.
Yeah, it's all the local area restaurants are coming together with their stuffed peppers, so I get to go taste some good stuff.
In Armenian, we call it dolma. Dolma is stuffed peppers.
Oh, nice.
FYI, I'm looking at the Uber app. It's pouring in LA, by the way, which is very unusual. There's flood watches going on and things like that. There is zero surge on either app. Zero.
Interesting.
Yeah, zero.
Well, all I know is it could have used that rain a few months ago, but we have news about that. And that's what we're going to be leading off today when it comes to our rundown. So we're going to be talking about an Uber driver was accused of starting the Palisades fire. Then we're going to be talking about Lyft plans hundreds of robot cars with Tensor. Many long-term Uber Lyft drivers are quitting.
Yep.
Early results show drivers like primetime pricing. Hey. We did talk about what you want to do, when you want to do it, and when it makes sense, more so. And then early results are showing the new Uber heat surge maps are horrible. Lyft already is scrapping a driver app feature that we all liked.
What's that about?
I don't know. Insane.
Well,
we're going to be talking about ICE agents cleaning up O'Hare lot. Oof. Received a weird message last week after the show.
Yeah, they did.
From Uber. And then also Sergio has reached out to Uber and Lyft to help educate drivers. And then we're going to do a driver's corner with an open mic. So we got a great show for you coming together with a lot of good stuff. And before we get started, though, of course, we want to talk about Behind the Wheel, because Behind the Wheel is all about you. You as a driver, what you're doing, what works, what doesn't work, what could be improved. All of these different things in a great little sit-down fireside chat that Sergio sits down with you, talks about. So if you're interested, Sergio, take it away.
The only thing is we're not in the same room. Otherwise, we're on the same page.
True. It's a virtual fireside chat.
Yeah, man. I love doing those. Please email me, Sergio@therideshareguy.com. We can talk about anything you want. Okay. There's no limit. Well, there's a time limit of 20-25 minutes, so it's only about that long. We can talk about your adventures as a rideshare driver, crazy stories that you run into with passengers. We can talk about earnings. We can complain. We can celebrate your victories. Anything you want. No muzzle, no restriction. We'll hop on and we'll go. We'll do it. And email me, Sergio@therideshareguy.com. I love doing those, and I would love to put you on and get your story out.
All right. And with that being said, make sure you email Sergio@therideshareguy.com for more information. Just put behind the wheel or interested in behind the wheel or something like that. So then that way he knows and can get the conversation going. All right. Absolutely. With that being said, let's go right into our first topic, and that is Uber driver is accused of starting the Palisades fire, which was a big fire in March, I believe. Yeah, March, right?
Yeah.
Horrible.
I you know who sent me this is Tony, our good friend Tony here in LA. He goes, "Can you believe this?" I'm like, "No." Well, he was arrested last week.
Yep.
But they interviewed some of his ex-passengers, and everybody said he was a nut job. So a passenger who rode with the man accused sparking the deadly Palisades fire. FYI, folks, if you have any idea where Palisades is, it's a very, very high-end affluent area, but it wasn't just Palisades. It was Malibu, all the beachfront homes. And Chris, remember we tried to go there when you visited for Herbivore, right?
Yep. And
the road was blocked. Yeah, the road was blocked. It's still blocked. There is not 1 ounce of construction that has happened since
I heard that a whopping 16 permits have been issued.
Yeah, out of 4,000 homes.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's what we do in California. We take things slow. Uh,
Yeah, all the red tape.
people, I don't know how they're surviving. Well, I mean, look, they're all rich, but that doesn't mean anything. You lost your home anyway. So officials say 29-year-old Uber driver Jonathan Rinderknecht sparked a small fire after dropping off passengers during the holiday. The blaze later reignited on January 7th amid strong winds and grew into massive Palisades fire. And yeah, so this driver was arrested for arson. I don't think it was just this idiot. I'm sure there were other idiots. You know how these arson
Mhm.
works, like it's copycats or whatever not. But we will follow the story. I don't know what they're going to do with this guy. I mean, obviously, they're going to try him. He's innocent until proven guilty.
True.
Uber, I'm sure deactivated him already. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know. I
Oh
haven't
yeah.
checked.
I'm sure that they'd have, but yeah, it's just it's pretty crazy, and I guess that goes to show you if you are a passenger in a car, and if you get a nut job driving you, just pray, pray that you make it okay, and then the other way, it's the exact same for the opposite though. You get a nut job passenger in your car, and you just pray to get them there as quick as possible, and everything's okay. So.
I've had situations like that you're
Mhm.
constantly looking at your GPS clock,
Yeah.
like counting it down 8, 7, 6, 5, and then when about 2 minutes to go, you're like, "Oh, now we made it."
You're like, and then, they're sitting at a certain angle, and it's like, I hope they're not looking at my speedometer because I'm gonna go a little bit faster.
A little bit faster, but then now we have CMT, so we have contextual speeding now. We can't go too fast, but
Well,
um, you know, and then the ones especially that sit right behind you, literally, like they go
mm,
around the car to the left side of the car, they go sit right behind you. I go like, bro, there's so
I
much
know,
more room. I pull the
that's
seat forward.
annoying.
That is the worst thing. That's the most
Or you get one person that tries to sit in the front seat. Like, "No, sorry, you can't sit up here."
yeah, exactly. Well,
That was the one
but
good thing
anyway,
about that was one good thing about, from 2020 to, like, 2022, you couldn't
yeah,
sit in the front.
yeah, for COVID, yeah, exactly, yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, interesting there. Who knows what's going to happen? We'll see, I guess. And either way, but when you were talking about you saw other people, there were videos of people that were lighting things up, and it looked like it because everything was just absolutely insane. So,
It's crazy.
brings out the crazy people, and some people just want to watch the world burn. Unfortunately.
We do have those in this country. Lots of crazy folks in here. So,
Oh yeah.
but we'll see. Yeah, I feel bad obviously for the people, and I know two of my friends actually lost their home. One in Malibu and one in Pacific Palisades. They're still just at hotels and friends' houses, and they have no idea what's going to happen. So,
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on. Let's talk about Lyft planning hundreds of robot cars with Tensor.
yeah, this is look at this car. What do you think about the shape and look of this thing?
It looks like a little tin can.
Looks like they
Looks
used to
like it
have
looks
that
like it looks like
original.
I need to take out my, something and open it up so I can get my tuna fish out.
Well, at least the lidar and those cameras on the side are not as intrusive as Waymo's, so maybe these things are getting smaller as well. But Lyft is uh, head on into this thing. They have a deal with Waymo in Nashville. They're launching this year. Exclusive deal with Waymo. They're going to take care of their cars through their flex fleet. And now this. So what? Who better? Who better than Jeremy Bird? I'm not going to call him number two, number three because I don't know. But
Number 4.
he number four, okay. But he is the head of driver operations at Lyft, responsible of everything regarding the driver. Okay, two things. We're going to definitely talk to him about this. So he's on October 28th, 2 weeks from today. All right. So I want all of you to come back for that episode. He's going to be on live. That's going to be his second appearance. We're going to ask him about AVs. Before then, though, the week of the 20th, we're under embargo. We can't say anything about it. Oh, just like we're under embargo with Uber, there is something. There is, well, we can say there is a Go Get 2025 driver event happening this week, and I'm almost finished with my article, and I'm gonna do a video explaining the changes that are coming from Uber. So please tune in for that. We're gonna release it sometime on Thursday. Lyft has the same thing going on. We're gonna talk to Jeremy about this situation. Probably a third of his appearance. What's happening with AVs? How are you going to protect your driver base, if any? Because they seem look optical, or the way it looks. Lyft seems like they're more thoughtful about this transition we're going to experience in our world from rideshare driving to autonomous vehicles. I want to talk to him about it. I'm like, what are you guys doing about this? Because a lot of, you're replacing hundreds, thousands of the drivers. And there was a big fleet, by the way. There was like a few hundred cars. And so we're going to talk to him about all these things. So come back on the 28th. Well, come back next week too, but come back definitely on the 28th. Yeah, man, look, man, this is the future. So shout out to Matt. Matt is here. Matt, Lynn, and Chuck. I was on Coast to Coast yesterday live for 2.5 hours. We had a session called AMA, Chris. Ask me anything. They asked me all kinds of stuff. My past, how I came to the country, what my favorite food is, and all that good stuff. So shout out to them. Thank you for inviting me. Coast to Coast every Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific. And I'm like, this AV thing, we were talking about it, quite extensively. I think AVs are the future of transportation in metro cities. I'm not talking rural, whatever. But I think that's where it was. And there you go, Josh. Thumbs up. Anyway, so we're going to talk about all these things from Jeremy, and it's kind of coincides. Well, we made sure it coincides with what Lyft is going to announce next week as far as driver changes, driver app changes, earnings maybe. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting episode on the 28th.
Nice. Well, we'll be looking forward to that, and I'm sure everybody else will be too, especially having him on talking about these couple of things. So it'll be interesting. And with that being said, let's move on. Let's talk about a lot of Uber and Lyft drivers are starting to quit. What's going on?
Yeah, good friend Alex Bitter, a Business Insider, wrote this article. So this lady, Anya Holthoft, she was laid off from her corporate gig 10 years ago. And she's been doing Uber and Lyft for 10 years. But now she's thinking of quitting that as well because she goes, my earnings are shit. I'm not making ends meet. I haven't saved any money over 10 years. And in fact, I talked to Alex about her yesterday and about a couple other things, but I drove for Uber for a decade after leaving my corporate job. Now I'm looking for alternatives as my pay falls. This is fact. This is what's happening, folks. People are finally waking up to the fact that their earnings are going down. Inflation is definitely chomping at their butt. And because government gaslights you, inflation is not 2.5%, by the way. So many gig workers have turned to apps like Uber and Lyft to make money after leaving 9-to-5 jobs. Anya Holthoff, an Uber driver in Atlanta, said she's been driving for ride-hailing apps since 2016. Lately, she's seen her pay fall and is unsure about what to do next for a living. Well, we always say it here: Plan B, Plan C, Plan D. Learn how to pivot, right, Chris?
Yep.
And
start flipping those cards.
Yeah, man. Yeah, a lot of drivers, a lot of veterans like her are quitting. And but then I feel for all these drivers because they're just in between a hard place and a rock. I mean, okay, you quit Uber and Lyft. What are you going to do now? Because, I mean, look, I'm not saying she's old, this and that, but at our age, my age as well, it is really difficult to find a job, Chris. And if you do follow the news, actually the highest unemployment rate is, which is double the rate of the country. I mean, double the rate of the nation, which is about 4.4%. is in college graduates. It's close to 10%, Chris, unemployment rate.
Yep.
So go to college. That's not working. Uber and Lyft is not working. What's going to happen? And this is without AI kicking in fully yet. So I don't know.
Well, not only that, but if you look at Atlanta, what do you have that just came into Atlanta a couple months ago? You have Waymo.
Yeah,
So that'll take
that's
into it.
a very good observation. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we've already established when talking to drivers in Houston that their pay has dropped. We've talked with Ryan Green from Gridwise with the actual hard data as well, showing that it's dropping. So it's definitely taking a cut. And like we said, wherever there's AVs is going to be a cut because these cars are out there and they accept everything. So whether it's good, whether it's bad, they're accepting it all. And it's going to start going into the drivers there. And as inflation happens, yeah, more drivers are going to be, well, I should say more people are going to be looking for more alternative ways to pay the bills at the end of the month because right now there might be more bills than month.
Yeah.
So people are trying to do what they can to get by. And Uber and Lyft, Uber more so, did an amazing job from around 2015 to about 2020 when they were trying to expand rideshare, and they did a hell of a job at doing what they could to get drivers, and it stuck with people. Hey, if you need extra money, sign up and drive for Uber. Quite simple. So, yeah, you're seeing kind of a compilation of things that are happening. So, um, we'll see what happens.
I want to interview you, sir, or madam. I don't know. R. Marca. This is like, these are the types of stories I want to put on Behind the Wheel. So please email me, Sergio at therideshareguy.com.
Yeah, you got
Look,
diversify.
it's not obviously all bad city by city, but in general, earnings have been going down. And your observation is dead on. Atlanta, Uber, Waymo, about 3 months ago, launched exclusively. I get it. I get the connection. It's definitely happening. And but maybe we should put a poll on the community page. Are you thinking of quitting Uber and Lyft over the next 6 months? Because they're quitting in big numbers, but then somehow Uber keeps finding new fresh blood.
Oh, like I said, that was the marketing genius that they did. They did a lot of marketing that was pure genius when it came down to rideshare. When it came to drivers, what was the motto? Hey, drive when you want. You can get out there. You can make money when you want.
Yeah.
You do it part time. You do it full time. It's a side gig. Doesn't matter. Get out there. Turn on the app when you want. Go out there and make some money. And people still resonate with that. So, you're getting people who are coming on that may need money, or we're thinking about it, or trialing different things. So, yeah, there's a big push for that. And then a lot of people just don't want normal jobs. We're gonna have we're gonna have a massive crisis coming because nobody wants jobs. Nobody wants to work anymore, and it's gonna suffer across the board because there's not enough people to replace what's happening. So,
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so she's quitting. So, put it in the chat, folks, if you're thinking of quitting or not. But I mean, like, and then there was this driver right there. Look at this one. I did 50 an hour yesterday in Atlanta, where she's at.
huh?
Falcon
Well,
game.
Falcons game, yeah, that's why.
Yeah, but that's not,
Well, you get, I
that's
think it
once
was
a
like
week occurrence.
50% Bills fans, so a bunch of people went down to Atlanta for the game. And yeah, you can make some serious money then. So,
I in
hey,
fact got one, but it was too late to put it on. We'll put it on next week. I think he was in Texas, and after a college game, single day Uber X, $1,000 he grossed.
wow,
I have the
nice,
screenshots. I'll put it on next week. Awesome job.
nice.
Yeah.
Whew.
So there's still
And was
possibility. There's
oh yeah,
still
you can absolutely
odds.
make money, but the thing is, it's not like 2016 when you could turn your app on and
Oh no, no.
you were getting great offers that was
Yeah,
paying like
no.
$2 a mile.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have that anymore.
But
So
that's
that's the problem.
but that's the thing that, like, Uber says flexibility, this and that. No, man, it's not flexible. You have to work a certain hour, a certain pocket to make that
It
money.
was flexible
It
because you
was,
could go
well,
on,
before, yeah, it was,
you
yeah,
could
definitely.
make great money, and then you turn off the app and you're like, I did good. I'm happy. Now you are stretched extra thin because of inflation, because of them lowering pay over and over and over and over again. And now
Yeah.
there's no rate card for most people. So they could just put the prices where they want. They could do a easy pay cut by just starting to drop pay, and then 30 days later, hey, they want to bring it down 8%. They brought it down 8%.
Yep.
So
No, I agree with you. Yeah, I mean it's tough out there. I mean people. I'm
but
telling you, folks.
but
Yeah.
it's not all doom and gloom, as
No,
some
no,
people
no,
have put
no,
in the
no,
chat.
no.
That's why a lot of things are important that we talk about here. You got to zig and zag. You got to go out at the right times, not at the wrong times. You got to multi-up. You got to switch, um, how you're doing things at certain times. So, if you have to make more money, but rideshare isn't covering it, well, then you have to start looking at package delivery. You got to start looking at food delivery. You got to start looking at different options. Maybe what you could do also is go to find different things outside the gig economy as well, and do all this together. There could be so many different things that you could be doing to try to get out there and hustle for money. So
Yeah.
it's just depending on what you want to do. And yeah, you can still make money. It's just a matter of, the 3 Ps that we talk about: patience, planning, and positioning.
Yeah. So I mean, the other thing is, rideshare. I was saying this on Coast to Coast yesterday. Rideshare is not end all be all. You
No.
all can do. You're all. I'm not saying you're better than rideshare or this and that. What I'm saying is that I do understand a lot of folks feel like they're in a box. This is the only thing I can do. I cannot do anything else. They're in a hamster wheel, But you guys got to get rid of that mindset, you know.
Well, a lot of people are like that because they think that, hey, this is where I'm making my money. I don't know where to go to make money elsewhere, or I'm not sure what I could do elsewhere. And so that's the whole thing. It's like you gotta stop that thinking, and you gotta shift your perspective, and then say, I mean, I don't care. Go on YouTube and watch different YouTube videos on what people are doing. Uh, do internet searches of what people are doing. Come up with different ideas. Throw it in a chat GPT and say, hey, I need to make extra money. I'm looking for X amount of dollars per hour, or whatever it might be. Give me, 25 different ideas.
Yeah,
And, you know, uh, say, ask me about my personality and what would be the best fit. So then that way it can take, some information that you give it and coordinate it more with what would be good for you, or what your background
yeah,
is, what you have training in, whatever it might be. There's a lot of different things you can do.
yeah. A lot of people don't think
Hey,
they
T,
can do.
setting
They
up a
do.
lemonade stand, you could do that, and you could make some serious money if you put it in the right places. But you have to
Yeah,
be in the right place.
yeah. No, I mean, look, there's a lot of folks, but then but look, it's not a hard job to drive. The so-called flexibility, although it's
It's
gone
just a
now.
lot.
But to me, it's like the feeling of I don't know what else to do is a horrible feeling. I mean, it's like
Mhm.
you're stuck, like you just can't move.
Yeah,
You
but
don't want to do it.
that's
You're
not just
complaining. You
rideshare.
don't
That's
want to do it, but you have to do it.
everybody. That's at a job. That's mostly it's at a place where people don't like it. Well, if they don't like doing something, but they're getting paid, they don't want to shift that because they're comfortable making what they're making, even though it might not be enough at this point. And that's what they're familiar with. So familiarity is the problem. You got to get uncomfortable in order to make some real change in life. And uncomfortable
Yeah,
can be scary, but it's going to be rewarding on the other
there you
side.
go. There you go. I mean, look, there's many things people can do. It's just that with AVs coming around, less trips. I mean, look, these are facts. Less trips equals less money. You're out there more hours, earning the same. It's getting tougher, but then there are people who are making it work. But then again, it's in their city. Like I just mentioned at the start of the show, Chris. Trust me, we had a saying in LA: when it rains, money pours. That was our saying, bro. It's
Not now.
it's 3:30, getting rush hour. People are about to leave work, and I'm telling you, I'm looking at my Uber app and Lyft app. I'm seeing the new shit color, whatever. Zero surge, bro.
The red
Zero.
clouds doom.
No, great,
The
but there was
the blue
zero
clouds
surge. There's
doom.
no surge. I'm like, if it's pouring and there's no surge, when is it going to surge? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll talk about these things, but it's tough. It's tough, but then a lot of people are still doing it, man. You know?
Yep. I mean, like I said, for the most part, it's not all doom and gloom, but for people who are relying on it, especially for full time, it might get hard again.
There you go.
and you
We're
don't want to
talking.
be
He's watching the show, and he just sent me his earnings right there.
nice. All right, well, let's move on. Let's talk about early results are showing that some drivers are liking the primetime pricing. And if you've been driving, when did they make the switch? I think in like 2020, 2021 or something like that. It used
From
to be
prime
primetime
time?
pricing, which was the percentage.
Yeah.
And then it went to the flat rate. Uber did it first. That was the joke. You know, Uber did it first and Lyft soon followed. And now it seems like everything's flip flop, where Lyft is actually doing it first and Uber is flipping it. So, yeah, that's what happened when it came to it. So, primetime pricing, flat rate pricing, as we talked about during the change then, as we talked about last week, there are pros and cons to both, and one is better than the other at different times. So it's not like primetime pricing is always better. No, it's not like flat rate is always better. No, it just depends on the ride that's coming in. And it's mostly about short rides versus long rides or medium rides.
Well, I think we talked about that last week when they did the change back to prime time from dollar surge or dollar bonuses. And this driver sent me this. And look, man, it's not all negative. There was another driver that sent me something like this, which I couldn't put on because it was not in time. But this driver is in Dallas. I just thought that I would send you something I came across in the Dallas area. I am sure that you hear plenty of negative feedback. And yes, I do. So I thought that I would share some positive feedback for a change. Thank you, sir.
Dallas driver.
Thank you, sir. I really am liking that Lyft reverted back to the percentage surge prime time. This weekend in Dallas, we had the Texas versus OU game. This is always a huge event for Surge. Unfortunately, I didn't get to drive much, but still had some offers. Look at this. It reminds me of my old days. 220%, bro.
Ooh, so that $10 ride is now $22.
Banger.
Woo.
Anyway, Surge area that paid over 70 per hour, and I don't usually cherry pick. Check out this driver's earnings that show over 120 per booked hour, over 900 in 1 day of driving. I really hope that Lyft sticks with this program. Now that we showed this, watch them cancel it just like they did with the other thing we're going to talk about.
I know,
and then
right?
watch us get blamed for this now. It's like, so that's great numbers, bro, right there. So first of all, we all complain and do this and do that. In what world, Chris, can you earn gross $932 in a single day?
If you are working for as one of the poll techs that are out doing electricity, especially, and here's the best part. I think on holidays you get triple pay, and for storm, or no, I think it's storm based. On holidays, it's triple pay.
Okay.
It's, I believe, double pay for holidays, and you also get, I think, double pay for overtime, and so you're making like $300 an hour there.
Yeah. Well, wow, that's
Not many people could get that or want that.
No, but I mean that you train for that, you probably have a license for that, you went to school for that, all kinds of shit. But I'm talking simply driving, okay?
Yeah.
Well, come on, bro.
You're making some
people don't
serious
even
money
make
right there.
1,000 a week.
Enjoy that.
At a regular W-2, you ain't gonna make 1,000 a week. Okay, you got $20 an hour, 40 hours, 800 before taxes. This is why people still are attracted to rideshare, right? Now, I do agree that prime time is great. I used to be great, especially in my days with the what do you call it? Rate card, but 220% is rare. Although I saw one of Matt's tweets today. He caught his first 100% in Boston.
Nice.
But now he says, oh, there he is, speaking of the devil.
Again, it depends on the type.
Of course it is.
There's a break-even point. We already established that. So you could say that the flat rate is better, but it's not always better. And it's definitely going to be better for those medium long rides.
Definitely. Like at 220,
no
you
matter
pick up
what, it's going to be. And then also, it depends too on the percentage. as well, and the flat rate. So again, you got to figure out, but there is a break-even point where the flat rate is going to be better, and it's based all on distance, because the shorter the trip, you would rather have the flat rate, because if it's a $5 ride with a $6 flat rate surge, that's $11. But if you have 100% added, yeah, that's only $10. So long rides, you definitely want the percentage, because that's where the longer the ride, the much better it's going to be. So if you
By the
have a
way,
nice juicy ride and it's a 200% surge, it could be $100 normally, and with a 200% surge, you're talking some serious dough right there just for that ride.
the surge is 200%. It's not like 200% of the base. So if you're doing $100 trip and you have a 200% PT on it, that's $200 PT, bro. That's
Yeah,
$300. So with
exactly.
that 220 PT, you grab a $50 chip. That's $160 right there. And I mean, like, I don't know what is there to complain about. Although Matt's right though, but I mean, we said that last
Yep.
week when we talked about it. 70% plus of trips on Lyft and Uber both are about 6-7 miles or less. And as we know, how they price those trips, $6-7, dollar a mile max, So I get it. I get the point, because a $10 flat rate surge on a $7 trip, of course, is better than you have to catch 150% prime time for it to be the same thing. I get it. But
Yep.
then
But
I think
if you're a person who's trying to drive just short rides, yeah, flat rate is likely most of the time going to be better for you. And again, the only time it won't be better is if that percentage is much greater. So it just depends on, what's offered at the time. And, just be grateful there's a bonus instead of taking, flat base rates
look
at
at
this
this
point.
one. I grossed 1,072 yesterday.
Woo!
Go ahead, send it.
Email. Yeah.
Send it.
Send that email. We want to see it.
Screenshots, or it never happened. I mean, look,
Yesterday,
some of these
Monday at
people,
that. Where
some of these
what
people,
market were you in?
and were you driving black? Because that'll be
Yeah.
cheating, kind of. Or Excel, maybe he's driving. I don't know.
I want to know on a Monday, besides Monday night game in Atlanta, what was going on that would cause you to get $1,000 in a day on a Monday? Because Mondays are
That's
usually pretty quiet.
almost 1,100. That's massive. Oh,
Yeah.
for 2025, that's massive.
But
Massive.
again, also, yeah. What are the details? Is this just regular? Are you driving Excel? Are you driving Premiere? Are you driving
Black.
Black? So there's a
Yeah.
lot of different.
Send them.
Or is this because it's also private rides?
No, we
So
want platform numbers only. Private rides, we don't know. All I know is send me the email, Sergio@therideshareguy.com. With your permission, now that you're here, we may show that next week. Actually, I like that idea. If you guys have some like banger days or weeks or whatever, send them to me. We like sharing good news and what market you're in, definitely, and what tier you're driving. We would love to share the good news. Oh, here he goes. XL and XXL. Okay, that kind of makes
okay.
sense. So he probably did like, I don't know, max 20
In
trips, maybe
Syracuse.
25 trips.
So was there something going on at Syracuse at SU?
I don't know. And then Rich, of course, the negative Nelly says, I call bullshit on those numbers. Just because you can't do it in your market doesn't mean it's not doable.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all about attitude and mindset. So
All right. Well, either way, let's move on. Let's talk about the early results on the new heat maps and surge maps. Are not looking hot.
another
They're looking
driver
kind of
sent me
like
this
they're looking
one.
kind of like poo.
You're watching Uber? You want to take a screenshot of this one? Okay. Look, we said gray clouds of doom was depressing. Let's change it. Now, we did not say go make it Disneyland. Okay? I'm serious now.
Don't make it old surge.
I don't know what this is now. This is like now it's.
That's baby
I don't
poo
want.
green.
I don't want the gray clouds of doom back.
That's
However,
baby poo right there. After they're on baby for after they're done breastfeeding and on formula, or I mean, on baby food.
well,
That's the
that's
baby
three
poo right
levels
there.
of baby poo.
Yeah.
when they're on formula, it's really light, and then they get
Like
dark.
the purple is the prunes, the orange is like the normal, and then whew.
Okay, so driver input. Okay, listen, this is from a driver, Uber. Check it out. Driver input, Uber's new heat map and search colors. So Uber made it so confusing that it seemed to resemble a pile of vomit colors. This is not me, so don't send me some weird message after this. Additionally, there is an intuitive sense to their shading. Whoever thought that it would be wise to make all the areas that don't have a dollar amount surge knew what they were doing? Of course they do. Folks, the highest paid people at Uber are behavioral scientists. They study you and they come up with this stuff. This is not done because DK sat down with some other person and decided on these colors. They study this shit. They know you better than you, folks. And so I haven't researched it, but no one does something for no reason. I agree. I'm sure that was done on purpose and got a raise. Absolutely. It's just a mess having all those colors now. Stick with just the dollar surges to color. This palette of colors doesn't make any intuitive sense. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to confuse you actually a little bit more. Also, their yellow up arrow is showing areas that are generating a ride every 1 to 24 minutes. True. I was actually looking in this pouring rain. The blood red parts in Santa Monica, Chris, are 1 to 17 minutes with 3 up arrows. I'm like, what is happening? In the top left on my Dallas picture, there was another one that was 1 to 21 minutes. I'm pretty sure that area doesn't need a number and color for it. I agree. You're basically telling the driver absolutely nothing.
And even better yet, not only that, if you read the fine print, it tells you it's based on past data, which means it's over the last 30 minutes. 30 minutes ago does not reflect the current or the forthcoming future. So your colors are just nothingness. Essentially, as I said, it is a game to show drivers, ooh, it's busy out there. I got to get out there. I got to start driving. And that's where I got to go because I think it's surge. But then little do you know, nope, you can sit there for 1 to 17 minutes, bleeding red. So yeah, that's the game that they're playing. So you got to look for the pinks and the purples now. And when you're sitting in the middle of the pinks and the purples, you're going to be like, why am I sitting here for 20 minutes?
Yeah. Well, did you put the other screenshots I sent you?
Those were the only ones I got.
No, there were 3 more.
Oh, that's all I got.
Oh shit, bro! There were 3 more. That was actually showing the surge colors. There was 3 more. Anyway, so
I think the comment that they made.
I get the idea. So, what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about this, folks? All these different colors. Like Matt said, he thinks he's on Lyft now when he sees the purple and pink surge Uber surge colors. I'm kind of thinking now they're all both the same company because Uber is definitely following Lyft in pretty much everything they're doing. Okay, so I'm going like, okay, cool.
At another gig channel, email Sergio. Take a picture of that too. I would like to see. I think that would be a great behind the wheel too, talking about how doing that. And then the question, I mean, hey, even though it's just a Halloween costume for the car, I mean, it doesn't actually have to come off. I mean, you could still keep it as is and then just put like Christmas lights on or like a turkey in there. So there's a lot of different things you could do to keep milking it.
Yeah. No, yeah. Go ahead. Email me. Sergio at the Rideshare
why would you take it off if you're getting extra tips on top of it? Just saying.
You know, there is a crazy driver in LA. He's Hawaiian, and his car is like completely decked out. It's a beat up Prius, but it's with lights outside, LEDs, this and that. It's completely decked out inside out. I think he was on some news before.
All I do, it's simple. Go on Amazon, you get that 4-pack. It's a thing of like the LED neons. So you put it underneath the driver's seat, the passenger seat, and then in the back. You turn it on and you just plug it in. You turn it on. It's got nice little ambiance. You could do it to the music if you want. And then I had the little projectors for the Jeep. I don't have it for the Honda because with the kids. But I had the projectors that would project the Jeep logo down onto the ground when you open the door, so it looks like it's nicer than what it is. Like what you get on Mercedes and stuff like that. Like seriously, $20 for each, and the compliments. The compliments that you get and the tips on top of it, just stupid little stuff to give the perception. Like if you watch Bar Rescue, John Taffer always talks about the perception of value. So if you give the perception of value, it's going to seem much better than, somebody who doesn't do something. And it's a one-time purchase, at least for however long they may last, and it's $20. So it's like absolutely easy to do and stuff like that. But I mean, if you're doing like a full-on card deck out of something, yeah, you might be spending a little bit of money on it, but hey, if it's working.
No, but your ROI will be amazing on that. If you spend $20, you can probably get $20 out in one day of
tips that night, like a night that you'd go out. So it's like it pays for itself every single day. I had to get the neons twice. So I got it once, and then the one started flickering, and then went out. And so I bought it again, and it's been working since. So out of 10 plus years, I probably had them since 2018, I want to say, and I've only had to replace it one time. So not too bad there. I mean, think of how much extra stuff you could do. So yeah, simple things like that you could definitely do if you want to take it like the easy way, because just keeping your car clean and doing stuff like that. And the reason why I wanted the neons in there is because, one, how many times do people leave things or put it in the bottom in the wheel well there, and then all of a sudden you're looking behind and say, hey, don't forget your stuff, there's something right there. Or they see what's right there all the time. So at that point, it's a lot easier for somebody to pick something up, and you can see messes or anything like that as well too. So it's not something where it's like you don't see it because the light's not on, or you got the dome light and it's hitting a shadow, but there's a mess right there or something, or somebody left something. So yeah, something simple like that, it's so easy to do.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. You'll get your money out like this on that, and 50x probably during the year. So there are small things you guys can do, man. And I mean, tips have become important part of your daily, weekly, monthly earnings. So and tips are all yours. I know some of you are going to say now, oh, they're stealing my tips. I'm like, I can't prove it. I haven't proven it. Nobody has proven it yet. So, but besides that, tips are becoming an important part of your earnings. Might as well do your best to get as many of those as possible.
Yep. And like that being said, hey, if you found something that worked for you and you're thinking it's just a Halloween costume, you might want to rethink that. Just saying.
Yeah.
Especially if you have like right now it's October. So I don't know if your market is specifically busier now or not. Maybe you have a seasonality. Like let's say it's busier in the summer. Imagine going in the summertime, driving around in something like that and just having some fun with people picking up. You know how many people would just be like, oh my God, that is so awesome. And if you're getting tips from that, or just doing different little things like that for that perceived value, that definitely can help. Absolutely. Yeah. And then if you're not getting tips and you're continuing to get low ratings, it might be you.
Yeah, that's one.
You might have to take a little time off. You might have to reflect. There was a time where I was getting low ratings. It was because I was feeling burnt out. So you know what? I had to take a break. I had to reflect. And then after I was done, being pissed off, then I came back and my ratings just went right back up, and things were much better. So
yeah, I mean,
on that.
Halloween's coming up, man. It's gonna be hopefully it's gonna be good for everyone.
And it's a Friday, right? I believe it's Friday, so you're getting the party.
Oh, is it?
Of that. Yeah.
Is it? Oh shit! 3-day weekend. That's gonna be massive.
So Halloween is on a Friday, which is gonna be awesome. So you got not only the trick or treaters, but you got all the parties that are going on, and it's gonna be nice.
Okay. Yeah. Sergio looks concerned by my comment. What is your comment? I don't get concerned about anything, bro. I let things go slide. I'm covered in Teflon. I don't get concerned about much. I make my living by trading. You think I'm concerned about your comment? No.
All right, well, let's move on and talk about the next thing, and that is Lyft already scrapping the driver app feature that we all liked, and that was how the tipping percentage of a passenger was. Show right
Jeremy?
on the screen.
We asked that to Jeremy. We'll ask him.
24%. This passenger tipped 97%. We love it. Why'd you scrap it?
Well, that's because the passengers didn't like it. That's why.
Passenger morons. They don't know what's good for them.
Oh, well, So let's scrap feature that left drivers Let drivers see how often riders tip. I thought, in fact, I think it was a Tip You in the app. Levi in Syracuse had a comment about this. He says because of that, he was picking up a lot more short trips because it would come with the tip, and then it would tip, right? Now he goes, he's back to not picking up short trips anymore. I thought that was an amazing idea, and it lasted. How long did that last? Maybe a month, something
Not
like
even
that.
a week.
No, it lasted like a couple 3 months, a couple 3 weeks. So new Lyft feature showing how
Yeah.
often riders tip enrages customers. See that? It enraged customers, and
Boo-hoo.
listen to the customers.
Boo-hoo.
Lyft customers are furious. Why would the customer be
Don't you
furious,
ever
by the
know that
way?
the
Why
customer
would
is
they be
always
furious?
right? And according to Lyft, the driver is the customer.
Yes.
So start listening to your customers, meaning your drivers.
Well, he says
That was a
both,
good feature.
but
Bring it back.
why? Okay, I don't understand this. Why would it infuriate, fucking whatever word, the customers? Why would they? Why would they piss off the customers?
Why do you tell them if I tip or not? I don't want to tip because blah, 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 blah. I'm cheap. Meh. That's why.
Oh, but
And
why
then
would
I'm not going to get picked up because I don't tip.
I don't even know. I don't understand that. But I guess let's listen to them. Are furious over a new test feature that tells drivers how often passengers tip before deciding whether to accept a ride request. Yeah, if you fucking not a cheapskate and tip, maybe you'll just get picked up a little faster. How about that?
Yeah.
Drivers not typically decide whether to accept a passenger based on how much the tip pays. No, we don't even know how much. Okay, it may
Trip.
say,
They say how much
this rider
pays.
tip 80% of the time. It could be $1. Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
You
but
know what
they
I mean?
said how much the trip pays, not tip pays. You don't know what the
Exactly.
tip is
No, I get that, but
when you get it.
that's another point. Like, why take it off then? It doesn't make a difference. Anyway, next one. There was a comment from a rider. Look at this. Look at this a-hole. Look at this. The one on the bottom. Or to the both comments. So it says, why should I or anyone else tip? Isn't the job driving someone from point A to point B, Chris?
Yeah, and you're providing a service. Just like who else
Yeah,
do you tip? You
you
tip your
moron.
hairdresser, you tip your cab driver, you tip the person who takes your car and puts it in the valet and brings it back to you. You tip your pizza delivery guy, you tip your Uber Eats driver, you tip a lot of different people. Now, you don't tip your Starbucks barista, you don't tip the person making your food at Five Guys, you don't tip those type of people. That is based differently. I am not tipping the kitchen staff. I'm tipping the waiter because they're providing the service of bringing my food. When I have a bill that says kitchen staff tip, I say take it off.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
cheap,
and then
but I tip too.
well, no, I agree with
I'm
you.
frugal.
I don't tip the baristas either, by the way. That's bullshit. But anyway, so why should there be a tip involved? This other writer said, if the driver did something more than get me to my destination, then maybe I'll tip. Screw entitled drivers.
You know what? People like this is often a mirror of themselves, reflection of themselves. So I would change that to screw entitled passengers like
Yeah.
yourself.
Well, there are more of those. There are more of those than entitled drivers, for
Yep.
sure. There are
And there you
more
go. The
entitled
source is
riders.
Reddit.
Well, I get the Reddit part, but then
I
Lyft
mean,
took it off.
Reddit is just a shit post
I
of
get that. I
amalgamation
get that.
crap.
But
That's all it is.
Chris, David Risher and the crew and Jeremy did not read Reddit and say, let's take this off. They probably did some sort of internal shit and talked to writers or whatever. They probably got a bunch of emails saying from the writers, hey man, we don't like
What are you
this.
talking about? You can't
And
email Lyft.
then they took it off.
You
Yeah.
can't email Lyft. There was a
Right.
news story that came out that said, "Oh, there's a new feature that shows your drivers how often you tip." And that was the
Well,
article that got viral, and that's the reason why they took it off. If that article didn't get viral, then we would still have it.
remind me to ask Jeremy why you guys took that off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't respond to stupid articles. Respond to us.
Yeah. Jeremy.
We're more important.
Get ready, Jeremy. Come get ready, Jeremy. Now he'll call me. If he'll call in sick now, he'll go like, no, I'm not going there.
All
Anyway.
right, well, let's move on and let's talk about ICE agents and Chicago O'Hare. So if
Uh-huh.
you were in the O'Hare TNC lot, whew,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
might see some things there.
Mm-hmm. Hey man. So when are you guys coming to LAX? You guys will be doing some brisk work down there, sir. Ice. What's his name? Holman? Mr. Holman? The
Hmm.
head of ICE, right? Mr. Holman.
Yep.
Okay, so ICE agents detained several people at O'Hare Airport rideshare parking lot. Federal agents were present twice. I got a bunch of emails about this, by the way, and federal agents were present twice in the Alpha lot, designated spot for rideshare drivers, with the most recent time being around 2:15 p.m. Immigration and customs enforcement agents conducted a sweep at a parking lot used by rideshare drivers at O'Hare. Federal agents were present twice in the Alpha lot, so blah, blah, blah. Agents were asking drivers if they were U.S. citizens and show proof. One agent came up to NBC Chicago reporter Regina and asked if she was a U.S. citizen. Interesting. And then Serge came back. And then instead of having 300 drivers in the lot, there were only 50, Chris.
Oh, jeez.
Ah. I mean, look, I'm not happy about people getting deported. Unless, well, of course, I am actually. If you're illegal in this country, you should not be here. On top of everything else, Chris, if you're, I don't know the rule. Do you know the rule or the law? Is it that easy that you just have a driver's license and you can drive for Uber? How did you obtain all that paperwork to get on the Uber platform as an illegal alien? But then I guess you can buy an ID or some shit, right? Is that what you do
Or
to get on the
they
platform
they
to become
they
a
hand
driver?
you ID. They just say, here's an ID.
No, but you need more. You need social security number. You need all that
Yeah,
shit to
they
get
give you
on
an
the platform.
EIN.
Oh, okay. Well,
So, I
all
mean,
right.
Lee, the ICE isn't here, but I'll tell you what is BP,
I don't know. But
Border Patrol.
maybe these sweeps should happen more often at the TNC lots. Please come to LAX because we have 500 cars sitting there for hours. Maybe get some action going there. So as of the late afternoon, about 50 rideshare vehicles were in the parking lot. NBC Chicago was told there are usually several hundred, Chris. So the word went around,
Oh yeah.
let's not go to O'Hare. Well, I'm pretty sure it was surging nicely and sweetly. Several people were handcuffed and taken into custody. Agents showed up in nondescript white minivans, which they do in LA as well. It was pretty surprising to see them up here, a driver said, though honestly, Donald Cooper, I didn't even see them. I was sitting in a lot for a nice little minute and pulled out. So I think ICE could do some pickups at all airport lots, major city airport lots,
Probably.
and you know, and
Or better yet, here's another tip. Go to local restaurants
mhm,
and wait for the DoorDash and Uber Eats drivers to come through.
mhm. Or on
Because
mopeds, especially in New York City. In New
every
York
time I
City,
go pick up pizza, there's always some DoorDash driver that doesn't speak English that's coming in, grabbing the food, and is not is definitely an illegal account.
yeah. Well, so yeah, ICE. You guys can call us.
I just call BP.
We'll give you some ideas where to hit next. But airports is a good start, though. Yeah,
Mhm.
airport holding lots is good pickings. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well,
yeah,
I mean, honestly, hey, we were talking earlier about how people are looking to make more meets end. Well, if you have a massive influx of people that are coming in, and this is one of the things that they're doing, and one of the main things, yeah, that's going to be a lot of extra people. You get rid of that a little bit. That's where these things start coming back, like surge, maybe some bonuses, weekly bonuses, all this stuff. Because you got to remember, it depends on how many people are taking cuts of the pie. The
yeah,
more slices you got to cut, the less they have to worry about it. But
yeah,
if they don't have, that's why they don't do anything about it. We were talking about fake delivery drivers for how long now? They didn't care.
yeah,
Why? Because this stuff was getting delivered. They didn't have to offer bonuses. It
yeah,
cuts into their bottom line
yeah.
in the event that there's not enough drivers.
I agree.
And you know, so they want something like this to happen because then it's like, oh, well, we got 100,000 drivers driving on our platform at any given time. We only really need 45,000 at a given time, and I'm just going to throw out as an average. So you got all these extra drivers out on the road that are there, and you take off let's say half of that right there. Now that brings it back in line. You got 45,000. You have 50,000. It's kind of getting closer to that line. So now, they might have to offer some bonuses because maybe at that given time, all the drivers are busy with rides and there's only a few people that aren't. So,
yeah, for sure. And I wonder if DK, DK is in the president's some sort of council. He donated $1 million to his inauguration. You know that, right?
Yep.
I wonder if DK is on the phone with Trump saying, "Hey, tell Holman to back off the airport lots."
I don't think that's going to be happening.
No, but I think it's a good thing. I mean, look, man. I mean, first of all, if you're illegal, you're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be here. I mean, I feel for you, but try to be illegal in Russia. Let's see what happens to you there. But long story short, airports are the right place to hit ice. So if you want any more tips, you guys can reach out to me, Sergio at therideshareguy.com. So.
All right. Well, let's move on. Let's talk about a strange, weird, bizarre message that you got
right after the show, bro.
Right,
literally like 5 minutes after the show. I'm sitting out there having a smoke.
No, it was like literally after the show because we ended, and it was about 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
right there, and your screenshot right there shows 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
5:16.
Yeah,
so
I'm telling you, I was like, "Whoa, shit! They're deactivating me now or something." I mean, that would, you know what though? That would be an amazing story. That will be in every single paper.
Oh God, yeah.
I guarantee it. But anyway, so
Parker.
I finish. I go bing. I'm like, message from Uber support. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? I'm just fucking sitting on my ass here for the last 2 hours. And then he goes, "Hello, Sergio." I go, "Okay, hello. This is Parker with Uber priority support on top of that, Chris. I'm reaching out to discuss your account concerns."
You know what your account concerns were? Last week we were talking about how you may have a different version than everybody else because I remember talking about that.
No, I don't have a different folks.
Parker's watching and he's like, "Oh crap, I gotta take care of this." Or actually, whoever there at Uber texted Parker and said, "Parker, take care of this right now."
Chris is smoking some good ganja. I don't have a special account.
Hey, I get the good stuff.
I'm reaching out to discuss your account concerns and would like to schedule a call to connect further. Like, what? Plus, this is inside the Uber app, so I'm, I'm thinking like this is some sort of scam. You know what I mean? But no, this is in the app, and I'm like, okay. Would you be available today or tomorrow after 5 p.m. CST? First of all, Parker, 5 p.m. CST today, which was last Tuesday, would have been while I'm doing the show. It's like, so your timing is pretty messed up, Parker. So if so, please let me know 3 times that works best for your schedule. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you for contacting Uber support. I'm like, huh? I go, not sure what you're talking about, Parker. What you talking about? Willis? I was like, I don't know.
What you talking about, Willis?
No, shut up, Willis. And I go like, not sure what you're talking about. And then this was the email, but then when I do email them back, and then this shows up in the app again, I guess somehow. I don't know. So I'm not sure what you're talking about, Parker. Are you sure you're reaching the right person? I didn't contact Uber priority support. And the 2 days you suggested to reach out, I'm not available. and then he comes back. Well, let's see, 5. So 16 minutes later, he comes back. He goes, "This is Parker with Uber priority support. My deepest apologies. You are absolutely what?
You are absolutely.
Yeah, I'm absolutely. But this is a bot. Is this a bot? You think it's a bot?
Oh, my deepest apologies. You are absolutely. Thank you for flagging this immediately.
You're absolutely wrong, right?
Oh wait, no. Now it's AI. I apologize. My deepest apologies. You are absolute. Thank you for flagging this immediately. I have corrected contact information and apologize confusion and for any inconvenience this has caused you.
It did not cause me any inconvenience. I was kind of, confused more than inconvenienced. We will now be closing the thread, and no other action is needed on your end. Should you have any further questions or concerns, give us a call. I actually did
Bro,
not. I forgot to send you that. You know what
bro.
I sent him back? You know what I sent him back?
What?
You know, my green resolved sticker.
Oh. Well, listen, you handled that poorly because
I
I
did.
would have been like, "Oh yeah, I'm available at this time." And then let's
No,
talk.
fuck that shit. I ain't doing that.
Why? Why?
Why?
I
Why
want to know what
extend it?
people are talking about. I want to
Bro,
know.
then I have to set up a time. I have to spend time on something. I'm
Yeah,
just
but
like,
doesn't that intrigue you
bro,
a
I go,
little
what
bit?
you
Like
talking about?
that intrigues me a little bit. Like, why are you reaching out to me? I did not reach out to you.
Well,
I didn't have any account concerns that I reached out to you about. So I want to know what you're talking about. Call me.
oh, okay, well, next time, Chris. Next time
Wait,
I'll
why
do
did
it
I get
for you.
a message from them just now?
Yeah, now you get one. Now you get one after the show. You know to set up.
Oh no,
Like,
mine says your insurance needs updating.
oh, same thing as mine. 2 weeks I have to upload the insurance. Guess what, Chris? If we both upload the insurance card now, it will not accept it anyway. That's the
How's
AI
that?
problem. Uber, you have a problem with AI. You're
Oh
going to
yeah.
remind me every single day about my 2 week, expiration on my insurance card. But then when I try to upload it, you will not take it because it's not time yet. You will say, oh, it hasn't expired yet. I'm like, you guys need to work on that, Uber. It doesn't work. It's not well. Anyway, so yeah, Parker, buddy, I mean, you know who you're talking to? I got no problems.
That's why I'm
If I
telling
had
you.
a problem, first of all, Parker,
That's
I
why
wouldn't be
I'm
calling
saying
you.
you handled it wrong. I want to know who Parker is.
I could find out if you want. I have the
You
screenshot.
should have.
Okay, I'll find out. Parker, if I have a problem with Uber, I'm not gonna call you. I can assure you that.
Well, maybe Parker wanted to say something. Maybe
Or
that was
maybe
his way of reaching out to you and saying, "Yo, by the
Parker
way."
could have been. What if Parker was a whistleblower?
Exactly. That's why you handled it poorly. Come on.
Gosh, shit.
Anybody out there watching?
Oh, see, I see where you're going now. Okay.
Oh, you failed, Sergio. Come on. You're
I
supposed
failed
to be.
miserably. I felt like I failed shorting.
I thought you were the investigative journalist here.
I messed up. I apologize. I messed up, and that's like me shorting quantum computing stocks, and they went against me by 20%. So I
Oh,
was
don't
like,
worry.
I
I'm
think
shorting the
exactly like
AI
that.
stock soon.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Okay, yeah,
Almost.
no, good point. Good point. Next time, Parker, email me again. I'm available tomorrow.
But don't say Parker so you don't get in trouble.
Yeah, no, this time it'll be Sanjeet or something. Just like some fucking. This was like a Parker American name. So I don't know.
Oh, how many times have you talked to an Indian scammer and they say,
Mm-hmm.
"Hello, my name is Jackson"? No, it's not. Hello, my name
For
is
sure.
Gregory. No, it's not.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right.
Let me see.
Hold on. Thank you for calling Auto Insurance Services. This is Jackson. How can I help you?
See,
Yeah,
Jackson.
Jackson. Action
I got
Jackson.
Alex. I got Jackson. I got so many different scammers I talk to.
Yeah,
And then you
scammer jammer.
go mother chode.
Yeah. But so anyway,
I don't like
yeah.
that very much.
Well, next time, Chris, I will think of you and I will follow up with Uber priority support.
There you go.
Yeah, I learned fast.
I didn't know you had priority support. I thought you had normal support. That's the other thing too. I thought you were blue, so you had normal support. You don't have priority support.
Well, obviously, it was the wrong person.
No, this is somebody reaching out because that's an American person with Uber priority. Uber priority is
Oh my
basically
God,
what?
Chris.
You
Oh
screwed
my
the pooch on this one, man. You screwed the
God.
pooch. Parker, come on back. Come on, buddy.
Parker,
Okay.
get back to me immediately. In fact, forget me. Get a hold of Chris.
I have a
about
problem
me.
with my account.
You have his
Let's talk
account. I'm
about
sure
it.
you have his account. For sure, you guys have his account. So,
All
it.
right.
Do it,
Well,
Parker.
with that being said, let's move on and talk about how you reached out to Uber and Lyft to help educate drivers.
Oh my God, this came out really small. I can't read this for shit, but I have to get close, or you're gonna read some of it. So anyway, I emailed Uber. Okay.
You can give it the gist.
And I emailed Lyft. So they haven't responded back yet, which is kind of quite disappointed, actually. So basically, what this email is about is, I believe, personally speaking, I believe that drivers who are on their platforms, Uber nor Lyft, do a good job giving him enough weapons or educating them enough. They don't even do it for driving, okay? Because they spring these colors on you, they spring app changes on you and whatever. But we all are doing rideshare for what?
Money.
For money. Uber and Lyft do a horrible job. Actually, they don't do anything to start educating their driver communities for retirement, for saving, for investing, for whatever it is. I think that's lacking. Well, I think, first of all, I think that's lacking from elementary school all the way to the end of college. So, but specifically, there's 4 or 5 million Uber Lyft drivers. Now, if you put all gig workers together between Instacart and DoorDash and Roadie and Uber and Lyft and all these other apps, we're talking 10, 12, 15 million gig workers in this country. And I believe they have needs. They have needs specifically in financial education. So that's the exact reason I emailed Uber this wonderful email, and Lyft as well, because I just launched my finance education website, www.sergioavadian.com. And in fact, my first newsletter went out to the existing subscribers yesterday at noon. So I would all urge you, if you really are interested about your financial future, which I believe you are in charge of, because government's not going to save your ass. Uber and Lyft is going to save your ass. Unless you have rich parents, they're not going to save your ass. You are in charge of your financial future. And I know finance, or I know investing or saving for the future 10x more than I know rideshare, because that is my career. I would urge you to go subscribe. It's a free subscription, free, completely free. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for your name. I'm not asking for your phone number. I just ask for your email. Plop it in. Just like I ask you to go subscribe to the Rideshare Guy newsletter. It'll be just one more newsletter, short, not long. It'll talk to you about investing, retirement, credit, all these things, okay? And the first newsletter went out to existing subscriber yesterday. I launched it about 10 days ago. It's a wonderful website. Please go check it out. And please do subscribe, because you will learn a ton, because most people don't know how to invest for the long term in this country. And I believe the neglected Uber, Lyft, or gig workers, actually, by the millions in this country, need to start understanding how they can invest for long term, because you're going to do the job anyway. How you can save and how you can battle inflation. Because Uber and Lyft are not doing it for you. They're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you about your retirement. They're not going to talk to you about any of that, because as an independent contractor, right, we don't have 401k matches at work. We don't have any of that stuff. You can do SEP IRA. You can do so many things and start saving for your financial future. And that is, I think it's a must. So I wrote this letter to Uber and Lyft, and hopefully they will respond. Hopefully we can collaborate. Hopefully, they can start taking care of their drivers, as opposed to replace their drivers with autonomous vehicles, because it's a need. There is a need for this type of thing. And so please go subscribe to the newsletter. That's all I'm asking. It's free. It's great. Every Monday you'll get it at noon.
Right. Well, let's go to Driver's Corner. We're going to do open mic. We'll take a few people on. Link is going out right now. And hop on if you like. And with that being said, man. What?
Come on down.
Yeah, come on down. But, man, I would have really thought that you would have gotten on the Parker train and played him for a little while.
Bro, I didn't think of it. It was right after the show, and I was like, "What you talking about, Parker?" I was like, and I
You're
honestly, I
prepared
didn't.
for the show.
You know, I think about these things, but I didn't even think about what your angle. Your angle is like went completely somewhere else, bro.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
And
It could have been somebody saying, hey. I mean, come on.
look at this idea, Sergio. Create S class. What's an S class for drivers in charge? I don't charge you anything. It's free. Go subscribe. You'll learn a lot. You learn a lot about investing. You learn a lot about macro, meaning economy. You learn about inflation. You learn about, how the economy is. You learn a lot. You learn about stocks. You learn about bonds. You learn about options. You learn about trading. You just learn and unending. And then if you once you do learn, now you have tools. Yeah. A class. Yeah. No, I don't want to charge anything. Go subscribe to the newsletter. Let's start there. Let's just start there. And then once that happens, we have some plans for the future, doing some webinars and things like that. But please go subscribe. Anyway, anybody coming on? What's happening?
I don't know.
Let's go, man. What is happening? Like what's going on? Here again. There. Grab it.
I think people are scared. Like, I don't want to show my face. I think Uber support's going to reach out to me. Parker, no.
Fucking Parker. I forgot about Parker about 3 seconds after. There you go. Devo Meister, why don't you come talk about that? This is amazing. Forget 10%. How about this? $100 a month. How about this? Just $100 a month. How about you all
take an extra ride every time you go out?
You take your food with you. You take your coffee with you. As opposed to you take your water with you. Don't go buy $4 Monster drinks or Red Bull.
$7 coffees.
Exactly.
Coffee for $7 for an entire month.
It's and all that money.
Starbucks and
I have another idea.
Coffee.
Matt, are you here, Matt? Is Matt here still? He came up with this idea yesterday on Coast to Coast. Actually, 2 weeks ago, but we repeated it. There you go. See? There you go. There you go. My hero right there.
Nice.
Okay, so you know what Matt said? It made so much sense. Okay, listen up, folks. Listen up. He said, you're finishing your shift, Chris. The end of the day, right?
Do one more ride.
He said, take one single extra trip. One. Could be $5 trip, $8 trip, $10 trip, $20, whatever it is, right? You decide. Don't touch that money. Take that money. Put it in your Robinhood account and DCA, dollar cost averaging to an index fund. One extra tip a day. One single. You know how much that will add up to, bro?
Well, it depends
really stupid amount of money.
It depends on your age and how long you leave it in there for.
I disagree on that one.
It goes fast.
About the age. There is no wrong time for starting to invest.
Oh, no, there isn't. But I'm saying the compounding effect takes into account much more the longer you leave it in there.
Sure, absolutely, without a question. But then compounding effect is important. But you guys need to invest because inflation is not 2%. You all have cars. You all spend money on tires and oil changes, transmissions, and parts for your car. How much has that gone up over the last 5 years? Guaranteed 50%. How are you making that up? Oh, is Uber paying you 50% more the last 3 years? Lyft? No. So you need to make that money. You need to create a rainy day fund. You need to invest. Hard assets. Invest in hard assets. That's how the rich get richer. You need to start somewhere. Today is the perfect day. Do one extra tip. Plop it in. Don't touch that money. Anyway, Rick is here. So we got a victim.
Hold on, Rick.
What's up, guys?
We got a victim. Okay, hold on a second. Rick,
Victim.
Rick, what's happening, Rick? I like your shirt. What does it say?
Thank you. Got the Buccaneers 5-1, best in the NFC.
Are you guys really 5-1?
Yeah, 5-1. Only loss was to Philly.
Well, Philly lost again too. I'm like,
yeah.
All right. So I'm assuming you're driving in Tampa Bay. What kind of car is that?
I
Is
am.
that a Tesla?
Yep. Tesla Model 3, 2020.
Rented?
No, mine.
Awesome. All right. So what can we talk about today, or how can we help you today?
Just want to say continue, what you guys are doing and reaching out. I mean, everything that you guys have covered today has been spot on. I do agree with Chris. When Uber support reached out, you should have definitely set up a time to talk to these guys, find out what's going on, get some more info. But
I messed up.
no,
I messed up. I mean, look,
yeah,
man,
that's all right.
I talk to Uber a lot. Okay,
Yeah.
I seriously do. So I was like, Parker, what's up? I don't know what you should talk about, Parker. And then he was like, okay, I messed up. Yeah, but I mean, look, I can find out.
Yeah, that's all good. That's all good.
Tomorrow I'll find out. What was that about with Parker? Go find me who Parker is.
There you go. Yeah, you got connections. Not a big issue for you. So, no, but everything that you guys have said, and all the topics. I mean, you guys are spot on with all this stuff. A lot of the newbies coming on can definitely learn, a lot. Hopefully, they get, take the information for what it is and help. I did submit. You did email me back, Sergio, on doing a behind the wheel, that you were going to reach out. So I don't know where we're at with that. I do a spreadsheet that I keep track of all my information. And the premise was on tipping. Chris, that was a great idea with the lights and, all the little things. I've got a couple little tricks and things I have in my car that definitely help me. My tip percentage right now sits at 45% for the year.
Nice.
So, if anybody wants to learn about that, we can set something up.
If I told you I was going to reach out for behind the wheel, I definitely will. I'm just adjusting my schedule and doing one.
Sure.
Most likely, we probably try to record one this week. I have a couple of days of some extra work that I have to do before Thursday, but I'll definitely get back in touch with you, and we'll do a behind the wheel. How's the Tampa market, by the way?
It's like anywhere. It's like you guys are reporting. I mean, it's the saturation. You get the pricing, and there's been a lot of talk. You guys are talking about double apping. It's hard to even double app with Lyft these days. I predominantly do Uber just because, again, in my car, and I can do Comfort, and I can do Premier. The Lyft payment, the payouts and stuff for Lyft here have gotten so bad. I mean, the only time that Lyft is good is during the prime time, hours, Friday night, Saturday night, when all the bars close here in Tampa, things like major events. Outside of that, they don't pay. And for everybody listening out there and in the Tampa market, and this is probably even in a lot of markets, when Lyft first included showing you the hourly rate, like how much you were going to make per hour, I knew that was going to be a catch-22 down the road. And I have Maestro and Maximo, and I have I have all the third-party apps to help you determine what is a good ride, what is profitable. And I use Maximo for Lyft, and the hourly rates sometimes are great, but where they're getting us and dinging us is that per mile. You'll see 50 cents a mile, 60 cents a mile, just crap. So that's how they're making up the difference, like trying to get people, oh, you're going to make 30 an hour. Well, you're not, with getting the mileage only at 50 cents a mile, you're still losing $2 or $3 on every trip. So it's just crazy. It's poor. It's horrible.
Do you have the new prime time percentage?
Yes. So I haven't really done that too much, just because, again, when it is busy and it is prime time, then Uber's going to be just as busy too, know? And yes, maybe now, I got to look at that a little harder. I always try everything that comes out just to test it. And maybe I can do better on Lyft. But again, if I can do Comfort on Uber and it's paying, even though a lot of hidden surges on Uber here in Tampa. They won't show a surge, but you'll get a surge. So, it still just always seems to me to be better doing Uber. And all the information that I put into my spreadsheet shows that. I make a couple dollars more per ride on Uber overall than I do on Lyft. So there's no incentive to do Lyft here.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know what you're doing, so
Yeah. So
But,
that's it. I don't have anything, no specific question, other than to say great job and that, what you guys are always talking about is spot on, and, the 3 Ps and, what's happening. There's a congruence of all the items, you got less pay, you got more drivers, all the same things that we talk about, especially if you're a veteran, and you just gotta, and yes, it's not, Sergio, you hit it right on the head. It's not a freedom anymore. You have to work at specific times now if you want to make money. You can't just go on like you guys were talking about. I started in 2017. You turn the app on and boom, you're going and you're making decent rates and decent money. Now you have to work certain times if you want to make money.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the flexibility and the freedom part is a little, it's not as valid as it used to be, let's say. So
Right. But
well,
it still works for me. I can make what I want to make, which is, again, we all know what people are still doing it. I can control what I make, and I don't mind working the late nights and overnights and early mornings and things like that. So,
are you full time or part time?
Yeah, full time.
Full-time?
I work 70 hours a week minimum.
And how many trips? How many years? How many trips?
I've got over on Uber. I'm over 17,000 trips now. I signed up in January 3rd, 2017 was when I started. And I have over 26,000 trips total between the two apps.
Okay.
And I didn't drive 2 years during the pandemic.
Okay. Well, no,
So,
I mean, obviously, you know what you're doing. So, I'll
hope
be in
so
touch.
at this time.
We'll knock out behind the wheel.
Yep. All right. Sounds good, Sergio. Chris,
All right.
you guys, great job.
Thanks. Yep. Have a good one.
All right.
Take
See ya.
care.
All right. We got Robert. How's it going?
Howdy, I'm doing good. How about yourself? Y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Just when I saw Rick talking about the tips, I wanted to jump on again as well, because I've noticed there's definitely been a slight downtrend in tips in my area. I keep a pretty good spreadsheet of everything that I earn. I do X and XL. Currently, probably overall split between X and XL is right at 50-50, but within the last year, it's probably 60-40 with Lyft. Yeah, it's about 60-40 with XL versus X. And tips,
What do you think? Why do you think the tips are down?
people are paying more for the rides, and we're not getting it. People pay $10 for a ride, and I'll get $4 out of it, and that's that $10 up from 7 or 8 what it was even 6 months ago.
That's why I thought what Lyft did was wonderful, right? Show the driver the tip, the rider tips, that kind of thing, and then they took it back, which is, not a great idea. But we'll ask Jeremy. So Swiss Cheese Zoo 7. I would like to do a behind the wheel with you, Mr. Swiss Cheese. Email me, Sergio at therideshareguy.com. You were in College Town, Texas, right?
Yes, College Station.
College Station, Texas. Yeah. Okay. So I have a good memory. I think you have come on before.
I was on a few months prior.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, the tips are down, but overall, Osbiz is okay. It's good. Surviving.
It's okay. Yeah, the new surge map took hold on us probably last week or the week before.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I mean, we're working games here in College Station when what is it? South by Southwest was going on in Austin.
Yeah.
Typically, South by Southwest has a whole bunch of drivers go over there, and I was expecting to see a whole lot, and there just wasn't. It just wasn't there. I was really surprised. It was
Yeah, the colors are weird. They went from one extreme to another extreme, as usual. They went from like no colors, gray maps, to 10 different colors now. I go like, what is going on? I don't know.
Yeah, I typically average about probably a 45% tip rate between all my riders. Probably hovering around 35% over the last few months now. Although with X, I'm averaging about 380 a tip, and with XL, I'm averaging about 536 a tip. So there's that, and a few points higher for the XL rides as well, for as far as tip percentage.
Well, you would think that's normal, though, right? But XL, you just
more expensive rides, better tips.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, look, I'm glad you're keeping track of it enough for you to come on and talk to us about it, because most drivers would have no clue, honestly. They'd be like, whatever.
Yeah.
But no, at your level, tips are a meaningful part of your earnings. I mean, that's very high tip percentage. So
it's like over the last, since 2017, I've made almost $23,000 in tips alone.
damn. See how look at this is a detailed record you're keeping, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's probably three to I think my highest of the year was $6,100 in tips. That's
So is no tax on tips going to help you then, or no?
Yeah, it should.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so far this year I have just over $2,000 in tips. So I mean, that's $2,000 that won't be taxed, right?
Yeah. That's good. Good. Cool. Well, thanks, Robert. Be safe, please. Stay out there. You're doing a good job. Obviously, you know what you're doing. And stay safe. Stay healthy, man.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
All right,
Take
thanks.
care. All righty. Are we done?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So that was the show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and it was a good one, I thought. And should have talked with Parker, though.
Okay, Uber. Find me Parker. Find me Nemo. I don't know what to say. I didn't even think about it. Okay, we'll find Parker. We'll get a whole. Okay, how about this? I'll find who Parker is. I'll send him an email. This is Uber Priority Support, Parker. And then he'll be like, "What? I don't even drive." I go, "Well, we have to talk."
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Well, with that being said, let's have a great rest of your week and enjoy. Get out there, make some money. Be safe, of course. And any last things, Serge?
No. Please go sign up to my newsletter, free newsletter. www.sergioavadian.com. You will learn a lot. You will learn so much, and I appreciate the support. And we have a guest potentially next week, and we have Jeremy Bird coming on the 28th. So please come back for those two shows. And we have a guest on the first. We have 3 guests in a row, probably, right? Nice. Yeah, it looks like it.
Nice.
Yeah, stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you guys next week.
Adios.